I got an idea.
What?
First one to miss watches a winner eat 2 Big Macs.
Hey, can I play? No.
Over Grand Canyon, off your face, through the window, off the floor, nothing but net.
Watch this shot.
Hey, can I play?
No! Out the hatch, over the beach, through the window, off the scoreboard, nothing but net.
Please, pretty please.
No!
What you want is what you get at McDonald's today.
No. Larry, I'm hungry. What do you say I buy you a Big Mac? I'll buy. No, I'll buy. Play to see who buys. Okay. Around Saturn, through the dipper, nothing but net. Guys, I can make that.
Coming up next on the TV6 Late News, U.S. Patriot missiles are headed to South Korea. The latest in virtual reality machines comes to Escanaba, and we'll take a look at how the Oscar statues are made. Plus Karen Van Elsen weather and Mike Ludlam sports. It's all coming your way next on the Late News. Join us.
The 66th Annual Academy Awards will continue in a moment here on ABC.
Hallmark Hall of Fame presents Sissy Spacek in a movie of selfless love.
No one wants a baby who's going to die.
She rescued the child nobody wanted.
I want her.
And the young mother with nowhere to go. Is there room in this world for a miracle? Hallmark presents A Place for Annie, coming this May here on ABC.
When the romance is gone from their marriage.
Marriage stinks. With a capital suck.
No, kill me.
Rosie and Dan renew their vows in Vegas.
What do you think, Dan?
Couldn't hurt.
Oh, that's just what you said when you proposed.
Join special guest star.
My name is Wayne Newton.
Oh, yeah, right. And I'm Lola Bolana.
On the next Roseanne.
Weeknights on TV6. What would you do if you got your own TV show? Rub it in the faces of people who were mean to you in high school.
Tina? Hi, Ellen DeGeneres. Not much. Just got my own TV show on ABC. How about you? Neurosurgery.
These Friends of Mine, coming to ABC later this month.
Seattle, average rainfall 39 inches. Phoenix, average high 103 degrees. Minneapolis, average low 7. Every year, Andersen windows and patio doors stand up to the harshest sun, the coldest wind, the hardest rain. So much for the law of averages.
We can't resist comparing Dodge Dakota Club Cab to Ford Ranger and Chevy S10. After all, the mid-size Dakota has a roomier cab, a bigger bed, more towing capacity, and more standard horsepower. But one thing you won't see is a comparison of available V8 engines, because with Ranger and S10, you can't get one. See your nearest Dodge dealer today.
For Upper Michigan, this is the TV6 Late News.
President Clinton sends a sign to North Korea that the United States is getting serious. Good evening, everyone. I'm Greg Trick. Increasing tensions on the Korean Peninsula have prompted President Clinton to beef up U.S. military might. The U.S. will send Patriot missiles to South Korea. ABC's Lisa Stark has more on the president's decision and on international pressure being applied to North Korea.
On a healthcare swing through Florida, the president told reporters he was sending Patriot missiles to South Korea to help protect South Koreans and American troops there.
I want to emphasize this decision on the Patriots is purely defensive in nature.
Mr. Clinton did not say when the U.S. might resume joint military exercises with the South Koreans, which had been on hold.
What happens now is still in the court of the North Koreans, and we must hope that they will do the right thing.
What the White House wants is for North Korea to permit international inspections of its nuclear facilities to make sure the communist regime isn't developing a nuclear bomb. North Korea has allowed some inspections, but not all. In Vienna, the International Atomic Energy Agency voted to refer the dispute to the United Nations.
We're going to be proceeding very deliberately, very prudently in this situation.
The administration may ask the UN Security Council to approve trade sanctions against North Korea. Secretary Christopher believes China, North Korea's ally, will not veto the move.
China has indicated in the past that they think that it would be very undesirable to have a nuclear capability on the Korean Peninsula.
The U.S. knows it is walking a fine line. It wants to increase the pressure on North Korea, but not anger the unpredictable communist government. Lisa Stark, ABC News, Washington.
President Clinton also had a sharp response to today's developments in the Whitewater affair. Former Arkansas Judge David Hale has agreed to plead guilty to federal charges unrelated to Whitewater. But as part of his plea bargain, he's going to talk to a Whitewater grand jury. Here's what the president had to say about Hale's allegations.
My faith that the truth will win out has been sorely tested in the last few weeks, but it's still there. Down Dragon's Way. You know, the USA Today, which has written some balanced articles on this, interviewed two other people who were involved. They said he never said a word to them about anything. You know, it's just all a bunch of bull.
Hale claims then Governor Clinton pressured him to lend money to a Clinton business partner. Now that Proposal A has passed, House Republicans say rising education costs must be controlled. House Republican leader Paul Hilligan says there will be limited revenue growth under Proposal A. Among the cost control measures he's looking at is curtailing illegal teacher strikes and allowing school boards to competitively bid health insurance services. Michigan Education Association President Julius Maddox says the Republican proposals are an attack on teachers and unions. State Representative Dominic Jacobetti has been very critical of Proposal A. He was pushing for lawmakers to come up with a plan to finance schools without leaving it up to the voters. During a taping of Public TV's Media Meet this afternoon, Jacobetti said the voters were held hostage and forced to pick between two bad plans.
I don't think that we should have put a proposal on the ballot and then say if you don't vote for this proposal, then you're going to take the one that the legislature passed. I said earlier in my remarks that it's incumbent upon the legislators and the governor who are elected to office to sit down there and hammer out a program, not to be shifting it over to the people and say, well, the people voted for this. Then you can always point your finger at the people and say, we put it on the ballot and you voted for it. So that relieves you of all of the responsibilities.
The Media Meet program can be seen in its entirety Thursday night at 9:30 Eastern Time on Public TV 13. In other news tonight, a Chicago man has confessed to starting a fire at his former building that killed 7 people yesterday. 26-year-old Julius Kuntu says he was angry after being evicted from his apartment. That's why he says he spread gasoline on the building and set it on fire. Kuntu is expected to be arraigned on 7 charges of first-degree murder, among several other charges. Yesterday's fire forced residents to jump from ledges and throw their children from windows. Fire officials today are investigating the scene of a fatal house fire in Hancock. 70-year-old Wallace Yoki died in the fire yesterday. The exact cause of his death has not been determined. TV6's Dawn Garner was on the scene today and has this report.
The building at 315 Holland in Hancock appears to be a total loss. The state fire marshal is still trying to determine where and how the blaze started. The Salvation Army bought this property back in 1987 to build a new center, but they then decided on a different site.
They're old houses. They were old when they were bought.
But, you know, we were doing a service with that in the lower income housing. But, you know, it's a tragedy the way that it happened.
Best says he believes the building did have a smoke detector. The Salvation Army does own 2 other buildings on the same property and is looking into replacing the wiring in one of those.
Anyone that lives in an old home, I think, is afraid of something like this happening, so I don't know. You know, all I know is we are repairing the wiring in the shelter and bringing that up to code.
There's been no word on whether or not wiring was to blame. 2 residents did manage to escape uninjured. Both were relatives of Yoki. One of his nephews tried to get in and help, but was unable to get through the thick smoke. That's when Lieutenant Best arrived.
I laid down and tried to, you know, was going to try and inch my way in, hoping that if he had fallen by the door, I could get a hold of him. But the smoke, it was thick and it was black and green, and it just, you couldn't, I couldn't see, I couldn't breathe.
Firefighters were on the scene for 5 hours. The blaze remains under investigation. The State Fire Marshal couldn't be reached for comment. Dawn Garner, TV6 News, Hancock.
A downstate Michigan couple accused of chaining a 9-year-old to a bed have pleaded innocent at their arraignment today. A trial date for Stephen Rogers and his live-in girlfriend, Trudy O'Connor, was not set. The 2 were jailed on first-degree child abuse charges. They were arrested last month after police found Rogers' daughter chained to her bed in a small closet of their Deckerville home. The daughter had been taken or has been taken to a foster home. In Portland, Oregon tonight, a grand jury has indicted Shane Stant, Derek Smith, and Sean Eckhart for their role in the attack on Nancy Kerrigan. The trio was charged with racketeering, among other charges. They've all pled innocent. The grand jury also said it had enough evidence to indict Tanya Harding as well. But that won't be possible now because of last week's plea bargain, which kept her out of jail. Meanwhile, the city of Philadelphia has settled what may be a precedent-setting AIDS discrimination case. The settlement with the Justice Department means the city will start forcing its emergency medical workers to treat people with the AIDS virus. The city must also develop an AIDS training program. The case stems from an incident last year. A man was lying on the ground suffering chest pains. When he told the emergency workers he was taking an AIDS drug, the technicians allegedly refused to help him. It's the first formal settlement of an AIDS discrimination case under the Americans with Disabilities Act. In other news tonight, a rock star from the 60s has joined Dr. Jack Kevorkian in his crusade to legalize assisted suicide. Mitch Ryder wrote a song called Mercy, which appears on his new album released in Europe today. Ryder says a portion of the proceeds will go to Kevorkian's petition drive to legalize assisted suicide in Michigan. Kevorkian told reporters today he's never heard of Ryder and doesn't like rock and roll, but admits the song has rhythm. And just ahead on the late news, our first morning of spring brings a rude awakening. A snowstorm hits the UP.
Just ahead, a forecast featuring more high pressure in another mild Pacific air mass. Stay tuned.
We'll have a preview of Iron Mountain's Class C high school basketball quarterfinal game later in sports.
Also tonight, the exciting world of virtual reality comes to Escanaba. Polly Flinders has the details. But first, the stock market report. The Dow Jones Industrial Average lost nearly 31 points to close at 38.64. Now for a check on the most active stocks and those of local interest.
Who ever thought that driving the most fuel-efficient V8 luxury sedan in America would be so easy? Well, for a limited time, you can lease the 1994 Lincoln Town Car for just $399 a month for 24 months. At a price this easy, plus features like standard dual airbags, anti-lock brakes, and all the room, ride, and comfort you deserve, we suggest the time to see your Lincoln Mercury dealer is now. Just $399 a month for 24 months. Now that's easy, but it's only for a limited time, and only at your Lincoln Mercury dealer.
Dress up your home with a new door from Menards. Larson self-storing storm and screen doors are scratch-resistant and include heavy-duty hardware. Only $79. Lucite interior paint will add that extra touch to your walls. Lucite flat covers in one coat, just $9.56. Kitchen and bath features a moisture-resistant formula, now $13.89. Check out Menards springtime savings.
Save big money at Menards.
Some mountains are over 500 million years old. And while water still covers over 2/3 of them, Jeep covers the rest.
See your local Jeep and Eagle dealer.
Dear Roseanne, my husband never listens to me. What can I do? Would you like to take this one, Dan?
What was that, honey?
Very funny, Dan.
Dear Becky and Darlene, I'm a 15-year-old girl. Is there anything I can do to get my curfew extended to midnight?
Ask for a 2 a.m. curfew and negotiate down.
Dear DJ, I don't get any allowance. What should I do? Go on strike. Refuse to be cute in front of company.
Watch Roseanne at 7:30, 6:30 Central on TV6.
It's a big victory for freedom of speech. The U.S. Supreme Court has decided to uphold a 1989 decision on flag burning. The court then called flag burning a form of free speech protected by the Constitution. That means Ohio native Cheryl Lesson won't be convicted for her anti-war demonstration back in 1990.
This is an important victory that comes only from the actions and sacrifices of thousands and thousands of people. But let's not be fooled. It does not mean that the system works, or even that the so-called right to dissent is guaranteed.
Lesson was arrested for burning an American flag in protest of the Persian Gulf War. Slippery and snow-covered roads are being blamed for a truck accident this morning near Palmer. The truck was carrying explosive chemicals when it went off the road. It had a cargo of ammonium nitrate and was on its way to the Empire Mine. The driver, Rick Carlson, was not injured. Fire crews from Richmond Township Fire Department were called to the scene as a precaution. None of the chemicals in the tank leaked out. Today does mark the first full day of spring, but veterans of Upper Michigan know that doesn't necessarily mean springtime weather has arrived. TV6's Jim Gleason was out and about today to find out how people are holding up under the first snowstorm of spring.
Most residents of the UP tend to weather the winters here rather handily.
Yeah, it's really deep.
But come springtime, most of us expect Mother Nature to be getting rid of the snow we've got instead of giving us more. Or do we?
Well, I remember May 10th, was it 2 years ago or 3 years ago?
That particular late season snowstorm in May of 1990 dumped about 8 inches of snow on Marquette. This year, at least so far, we seem to be faring better. So if late season snow is going to be a given, how best to deal with it? Maybe snow sculptures?
It was such great snow consistency that I decided I had to do something more than just shovel it off to the side of the sidewalk for it today.
So, even if March didn't come in like a lion this year, it's at least acting like one now. Jim Gleason, TV6 News, Marquette.
And Karen Van Elsen joins us now, and I guess there was some snow in your forecast last
That's right.
night.
I wouldn't call it a snowstorm, but we did get some accumulation of that wet and heavy snow this morning, but plenty of sunshine came out this afternoon to melt most of that snow. In fact, if you take out some of those back streets, you see plenty of melting snow and some overrunning. Very messy springtime weather, but nonetheless, it's spring. Stay tuned.
Hey, what's this? You've been driving imports for years.
I like the Grand Am more.
Well, yeah, but looks are in everything.
Excuse me.
Okay, so it's fun to drive. Come on.
It's got anti-lock brakes and an airbag standard.
And even with a V6, it costs thousands less than a Accord or Camry.
Whoa, so I'm talking to a convert.
Available at Team Pontiac, the driving force in the UP.
It feels good to be driving American again.
Check out the new 94s at the West Marquette County New Car Show and Sale at the Ishpeming Armory. Compare models, options, prices, and trade-in allowances. Find great discounts and cash rebates and low on-the-spot financing. Sponsored by the MFC First National Bank and the Mining Journal, and brought to you by Nelson Chevy Olds Geo, Twin City Dodge Chrysler Plymouth Jeep Eagle, Central Pontiac Buick GMC Truck, and Hooper Stanaway Ford and Mercury. Come on over to the West Marquette County New Car Show and Sale at the Ishpeming Armory this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
During the Dodge National Minivan Sale, there are even more reasons to love Caravan. In fact, depending on which caravan and which options you pick, you could save up to $2,600 on the minivan that already meets 1998 car safety requirements. The Dodge National Minivan Sale, the place to go for people who don't know when to stop. See your nearest Dodge dealer today.
For over a decade, millions of viewers have watched thousands of contestants question hundreds of answers.
What is Jeopardy?
Jeopardy, the Emmy Award winner, celebrating 10 years of unquestionable excellence.
At 5:30, 4:30 Central, right here on TV6.
D'Italiano bread may not be Italy's most exciting invention, but the Ferrari makes a lousy tuna sandwich. You don't have to be eating Italian to enjoy D'Italiano bread.
Well, the first full day of spring today, and what a beauty after the snow ended and the clouds cleared away this morning. Plenty of sunshine everywhere, and that spring sunshine helped warm temperatures into the 40s and 50s across the Midwest, warming very nicely down to the south in the 70s, 80s, even a patch of 90s down in the southern tip of Florida. So after a below freezing but mild start, nonetheless at 30 degrees this morning, only getting better as the day went on, up to 45 for our high today, blowing away the normals of 35 and 15. Well, spring has sprung, and so have the showers. Plenty of rain to go around today. Last night, that low pressure system sitting in northern Iowa was spreading plenty of heavy cloud cover across our region, sort of preparing us for today. And as that cold front moved through the Great Lakes region and the Mississippi Valley today, lots of showers and thunderstorms popping up right along this front. And as that front passed through the somewhat colder air filtering in behind the system, some of that rain we saw changed over to the wet and heavy snow this morning. But by early afternoon, a big ridge of high pressure building in from the west allowed plenty of clearing throughout the entire state of Wisconsin and most of the Upper Peninsula, with the exception of a few clouds hanging on in the eastern UP. But the way it looks is that high pressure will dominate our weather for the next several days, providing a dry and sunny weather pattern into Tuesday. In fact, high pressure tomorrow providing more mild sunshine and above normal temperatures. Skies should be mostly sunny early on, then becoming partly sunny by afternoon, allowing temperatures to rise definitely into the 40s, even a shot at some lower 50s for the southern and western Upper Peninsula. But by tomorrow night into Wednesday, we're going to see some cloud cover increasing across our region. That's in advance of this next system that'll be heading towards the Midwest. There's also a chance for some light rain and cooler temperatures. Let's head out to the west and take a look at that system where they're experiencing definitely wild and unstable weather. The Pacific Northwest is being hit by more wintry weather, even though the spring season is upon us. That low pressure system coming at us all the way from the Gulf of Alaska, spreading heavy rain and over a foot of snow overnight in the Cascades of Oregon. This entire system will be making its way towards the east, and we're going to watch this system along with another front that'll be dropping south out of Canada as we head into midweek. I'll be back with the current temperatures and your 5-day forecast in just a moment.
Tonight's weather forecast is brought to you by your Quality Plus Ford dealer.
It happens every spring. The leader returns. This spring, your Quality Plus Ford dealer is offering America's #1 full-size pickup Ford F-150 in a very special Dux Unlimited edition. Complete with standard F-150 safety features, choose from deep emerald green and silver or deep plum and silver in regular or super cab models. Plus, get chrome-styled steel wheels, special badging, up to $1,700 in savings, a Dux Unlimited jacket, and a $20 membership donation in your name. See the leader today at the Truck Authority, your Quality Plus Ford dealer.
Temperatures across the board tonight from our weather watchers: 28 currently at Marquette, 36 in the White Pine Ontonagon area, 42 in Ironwood, 31 in Iron River, 33 in Escanaba, still at 38 in Iron Mountain, 40 in Menominee, 36 in Munising, 32 in Manistee, and down to 25 in Sault Ste. Marie. Temperatures around the rest of the region, we're looking at 36 in Traverse City, 35 in Lansing, and a 38 in Detroit. The forecast for the north tonight: skies will be clear to partly cloudy with a low of 23 degrees. More sunshine and mild temperatures in store for tomorrow and a high of 45. Clear to partly cloudy for the south tonight and a low of 25. Becoming sunny and mild tomorrow, a shot at the lower 50s. And that extended forecast has us in the 40s, a chance of more rain Wednesday, a mixture into Thursday. Looks like we're going to dip down into the 30s, Greg, just in time for the weekend.
My, how things can change, though. This morning, a snowstorm, and a few hours later,
that's right.
Sunny.
It was sunshine everywhere by early afternoon. It was very great.
Tomorrow, a shot at the 50s.
That's right. We'll hold.
Thanks a lot, Karen. Lottery numbers are next.
The Riverside Auto Mall in Marquette has the new 94 Mazda Protege in stock with the largest selection ever. The 94 Protege packed with options as low as $10,994, and you choose whether you get air conditioning or automatic transmission. But it doesn't stop there. Factory and dealer discounts, over $3,000 in savings on Proteges, and customer-oriented service before and after the sale. How's that for added value? The selection is great and the price is right. The Riverside Auto Mall, home of the largest showroom north of Milwaukee, US 41 West, Marquette.
I worry about my mother living alone. Is she eating right, taking her medications? I get there as often as I can, but with work and my family. Then I found out about Marquette General Home Health. Nurses from our area provide quality medical care right in her home. With Marquette General Home Health, I know Mother is receiving excellent care. They've given me peace of mind.
Marquette General Home Health, providing personal care at home.
Don't miss the first ever Upper Peninsula Boat, Sport, and Fishing Show at the Northern Michigan University Superior Dome, March 25th, 26th, and 27th. See outdoor and fishing-related vendors and get ready for summer at the largest boat show north of Green Bay. And take advantage of preseason specials. If you love the outdoors, this is the place for you to be. It's the first ever UP Boat, Sport, and Fishing Show, March 25th through the 27th at the NMU Superior Dome. Sponsored by TV6 Someplace Special.
The latest in virtual reality entertainment came to the campus of Badenoch Community College today. A Traverse City entertainment agency is touring the state with something called the Alpha Experience. It's a multi-sensory simulator. TV6's Escanaba Bureau reporter Polly Flinders has the story.
It's the second wave in virtual reality entertainment. A one-of-a-kind transportable consumer machine, the Alpha Simulator combines 3D Laserdisc video, surround sound audio, and hydraulic movement technology for a very realistic ride.
You're there, but you're not.
It was realistic, but you didn't have the cheese like you do on a regular roller coaster, but still it was there, you know?
It's hard to keep yourself from reacting even though you know it's not real. It feels so real and it looks so real that you just can't help it. It's a lot of fun.
Used to recreate a number of lifelike adventures, the 12-seat multi-sensory chamber is based on the same technology used by NASA to train the space shuttle astronauts.
The technology's probably been available quite a few years, but it's just finally starting to get out on the market for the consumer to where you have a chance to go and try these things, because most of the time you're in a military base or something to that effect.
It was realistic. It was like you were really there. It moved, and I even got motion sickness.
You're part of everything. It's so real. It's just what I needed on a Monday.
The Alpha Experience is one of a number of virtual reality entertainment systems currently touring college campuses throughout the state. Polly Flinders, TV6 News, Escanaba.
Easter candy shoppers, beware. You may be paying more for sweets this holiday season. The Michigan Department of Agriculture says many retailers are adding candy wrappers or containers to the weight of packages. The violations range from bubblegum purchases to fancy imported chocolates. The department has sent warning letters to merchants. Those who don't comply could face fines. So let the buyer and the seller beware. Now, we were supposed to have the results of tonight's TV6 Buck Poll for you, but the 900 service who keeps track of the results has not called us, so we don't have the results for you. There's a look at the question: is Michigan's new ice shanty law a good one? We hope to contact our 900 service and hopefully get those results to you sometime tomorrow. Mike Ludlam is in next with sports. He'll have a preview of Iron Mountain's big playoff game tomorrow night. Also tonight, Detroit Tiger tickets have gone on sale. Mike will tell us how the fans endured the weather. Back with sports in a moment.
Join hundreds of others for the March of Dimes Walk America, starting Saturday, April 30th in Manistique and Sault Ste. Marie. Registration is at 8 a.m. with the walk beginning at 9. For more information, call 1-800-906-DIME and keep watching TV6 for more Walk America dates and locations. March of Dimes Walk America, the walk for healthier babies.
Have you heard about Mrs. McGregor's Mature Citizen? You should if you're part of the 49-plus generation or care about someone who is. Finally, an Upper Michigan publication dedicated to addressing the needs of young and active people as well as those in nursing homes. With features that are just for men and just for women, plus Health Watch, politics, and money, there's local, current, and factual information for everyone, and it's free. Look for Mrs. McGregor's Mature Citizen twice monthly in a grocery store or shopping center near you.
How much are you paying for credit? That's too much. Refinance your current high-interest credit cards with an MFC First National Bank Visa or MasterCard. And look at the savings. Transfer $500 or more to a new or existing MFC card and save even more with a 9.9% rate through July 31st. You can control the cost of credit with an MFC First National Bank Visa or MasterCard. Refinance your credit cards at your MFC bank today, where you get the personal touch. It's the difference.
And Mike Ludlam is here with sports, and the Iron Mountain Mountaineers hoping for another strong showing in the tournament.
Yes, they are, Greg, and I have to make a correction from the early news. I said that 3 UP teams were still involved in the tournament. I was already eliminating Brimley. I think Superior Central might do it tomorrow night, but we'll have to wait and see. Can't make that official yet, so I better correct that. And correction on Sports Brief, it just hasn't been my day today. I said the Associated Press released its Class D list. Well, they did. There's one problem. Later, they embargoed it until Tuesday, so we'll have to have that list on Tuesday.
It's been embargoed.
It's been embargoed. I can't say it yet. There are some UP players on that team, so we'll have to tell you those people tomorrow, and I just want to go home. I've just been having one of those days. But let's talk about Iron Mountain basketball. The Iron Mountain boys basketball team is set to make another run at some state hardware. The Mountaineers face McBain tomorrow night in a Class C quarterfinal. Contest will be played at Gaylord High School starting at 7:30 Eastern, 6:30 Central Time. Iron Mountain eliminated a stubborn St. Ignace squad in the regional final Saturday. The Mountaineers reached the state semifinals last season, and they don't feel the McBain Ramblers can stop their trip to East Lansing this year.
A few of us read some clippings about them. We see they got a couple good scorers, but from the sounds of it, doesn't sound like they're going to have enough to beat us, because we're confident right now. We think we can play with anyone, and we're really going to give it a good shot now downstate.
Coming out of the mid-pen, we've had battles, 6, 7, 8 grade basketball games against Westwood, against Ishpeming, Nagani. I mean, it really was a tough year as far as quality competition, and I'm really extremely proud of my players.
I've heard that they have a pretty good shooter on their team, on McBain's team, and they're not bad inside, down low.
The Mountaineers are 24-0, while McBain is 20-5. The Ramblers just moved up to Class C this winter. They defeated Ontonagon in the Class D football semifinals last fall. The Michigan State Spartans answered a lot of critics this season, but 2 questions remain. Will coach Judd Heathcote and leading scorer Sean Respert return? The answers for now are maybe and probably. Heathcote turned 67 in May. He said today he's putting off a decision on whether to return until summer. He said it's 50-50. Meanwhile, Associate Head Coach Tom Izzo of Iron Mountain would be a leading candidate to replace Judd, and there's Judd. Meanwhile, Respert all but guaranteed he'll be back after yesterday's loss to Duke. Respert had 22 points in that ball game, played pretty well, but couldn't get many shots off at all in the first half, so it'll be nice to see number 24 back in uniform for the Spartans next season. Monday was the first full day of spring, and Detroit Tigers fans were out in force buying tickets. The weather was less than ideal in the Motor City, but diehard Tiger rooters lined the stadium waiting for the windows to open at 10 o'clock. Many folks purchased seats for the home opener April 11th against Baltimore.
I wasn't expecting it to rain, but I wanted to be here this bad.
Anyway.
Yep.
It only happens once a year.
That's true.
So we came out here to suffer. It's our first time.
Did you sneak out today to do that?
No, actually, it's a senior class trip.
Yeah. A senior class trip?
Yep. I came out here, camped out for the tickets for all my buddies.
Since when does a school have a senior class trip day in March? Get serious. By the way, Detroit fell to Philadelphia 7-5. Milwaukee lost to San Francisco 5-3. And Greg, your Cubs lost to Seattle 4-3. The NHL trading deadline passed Monday afternoon, and the Red Wings made one minor deal, sending defenseman Steve Conroy to Ottawa for goalie Daniel Berthiaume. Meanwhile, the Dallas Stars and New York Rangers were very busy, completing 4 deals apiece. The Rangers' last move sent forward Mike Gartner to Toronto for Glenn Anderson and Scott Malone. The Stars picked up Pelle Eklund from Philadelphia among their acquisitions. The St. Louis Blues re-obtained Craig Janney from Vancouver, even though Janney didn't play for the Canucks. Last week, the Blues lost Janney as compensation to Vancouver for the signing of free agent Peter Nedved. St. Louis sent 3 players to Vancouver in order to bring Janney back. And in Boston, forward Cam Neely is out for the season. He tore a knee ligament over the weekend, and he had been having a productive year, Greg, 50 goals in less than 50 games, and it's going to hurt the Bruins' attack to not have him in the lineup.
A lot of transactions in hockey.
Busy. Dozens of transactions, a lot to keep up with.
All right, thanks a lot, Mike. When we come back tonight, we know what it takes to win an Oscar, but what does it take to make one? We'll have that story next.
The historic Veerling Saloon has been a focal point of downtown Marquette for over 100 years. To celebrate, talk business, or just relax, the surrounding stained glass windows, the 1880s oak bar, and fine art collection add to its old world elegance. The Veerling Saloon has always put its customers first, with quality entrees, excellent wine list, and a soothing atmosphere. However, there's one thing we've always overlooked: Marquette's Lower Harbor. The Veerling Saloon and Sample Room, South Front Street, specializing in history as well as fine foods.
Don't miss the first ever Upper Peninsula Boat, Sport, and Fishing Show at the Northern Michigan University Superior Dome, March 25th, 26th, and 27th. See outdoor and fishing-related vendors and get ready for summer at the largest boat show north of Green Bay. And take advantage of preseason specials. If you love the outdoors, this is the place for you to be. It's the first ever UP Boat, Sport, and Fishing Show, March 25th through the 27th at the NMU Superior Dome. Sponsored by TV6 Someplace Special.
I'm Catherine Cryer. Coming up on Nightline after the Oscars, a look at the people you've never seen who made this year's big hit great. Schindler's List, the word maker, the picture taker, and the man who put it all together. The filmmakers tonight.
Watch Nightline after the late news on TV6.
A junked Chevy S10 pickup has been given new life by a group of engineering students at Dartmouth College in New Hampshire. They've converted it to an electric car used for parking meter enforcement. The plug-in truck will replace the gas guzzler next month. It sports 22 batteries and will go about 50 miles on a charge, and it only costs about $1.50 to fill her up with juice by plugging it in for an 8-hour electric charge. And finally tonight, we end with the Oscars. No, it's not the winners, but the Oscar itself. Where does the precious statue come from? ABC's Frank Matthey takes a look.
Trophies. They are those golden awards for those golden moments in our lives.
We make the Emmy and Miss America, Miss Universe, and the Sugar Bowl, and the Sun Bowl, and the individual Super Bowl, and the Clio, and the
Oscar.
The Oscar.
Since the beginning, the Oscars have basically been made in only 2 places, California and here in the Chicago area. For the last 11 years, here at R.S. Owens & Company on the North Side. They make hundreds of thousands of trophies a year, but the mere 60 Oscars made for Hollywood's big night are the ones they're famous for. And yes, they are special from the inside on out.
The Oscar is cast in a more expensive metal than most trophies are made out of. It's a pewter metal, and then it's cast in a steel mold.
As Humphrey Bogart said about another statue in the movie The Maltese Falcon, it's the stuff that dreams are made of. This year's Oscars, of course, are already in Hollywood, so this is an extra edition just for us. It's buffed and shined and then dipped in copper and nickel. But of course, that's not good enough for Hollywood. Hollywood needs 24-karat gold plating. Just like many of the Hollywood stars, the golden beauty is preserved under layers of lacquer. Each Oscar has its own special serial number, and that's because Hollywood keeps a very close eye on these awards.
The Academy knows exactly what number trophy went to who and what.
And that's important.
That's very important, yes.
The envelope, please, and the winner is me. And I'd like to thank a whole bunch of people for this, but I'm not going to because I'm the one responsible for winning it. Wouldn't you just love to hear that once?
Thank you, Frank. Well, the weather going to be shaping up
Tomorrow looks like one of the best days of the week to get out and enjoy. Mostly sunny in the morning, becoming partly sunny by afternoon.
That is the news tonight. Good night, everyone.
1994.
And the Oscar for the Best Picture of 1993 goes to Schindler's List.
Schindler's List.
Schindler's List.
Schindler's List.
Tonight it was the Oscars' big winner. But what makes an award-winning film great?
This is really cruel, Oscar. You're giving them hope. You shouldn't do that.
It's the words.
I tried to put on the page exactly what I think should be on the screen.
It's the photography.
The motion picture camera is not just an observer. It can play a very important part in contributing to the drama of the movie.
I just want to go through a couple of cuts.
It's the editing.
Now, initially when I did the scene, these shots were not here.
Tonight, the filmmakers, Schindler's List.
This is ABC News Nightline. Substituting for Ted Koppel and reporting from Washington, Catherine Cryer.
Schindler's List has received the lion's share of attention already tonight, attention which was a celebration in large part of director Steven Spielberg. But no one person makes a movie. It takes the artistry and the talent of master craftsmen whose names you're not familiar with, but whose impact on filmmaking you've probably felt before. Tonight we'll pull aside that movie curtain, go beyond the bright lights and glamour of Hollywood, and talk to three people without whose vision Schindler's List would have been a very different movie. The writer, the editor, and the cinematographer. Three people who have added to the film's already extraordinary achievements tonight by themselves winning 3 of the night's Oscars. We begin our program with the cinematographer Janusz Kaminski, a Polish-born, American-educated filmmaker. Schindler's List